Hi YouTube, this is Sherry S. Loves Weight Loss, and I'm here with weigh-in number, I think it's number 3, yes. And I am down 6.6 pounds, weighed in this morning. I'm pretty happy with that. I think my total weight loss is now 14.8. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Still challenged with getting my exercise in. Started a new job, so I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to fit in exercise with working all day. I know that's not an excuse, but I think with the stress of starting a new job, I'm just not going to worry about it till Saturday. I did get exercise in already. I think on, which day I exercised. Wait, let me check. I exercised on the 30th of May, and I also exercised on the 2nd of June. And we were going through a pretty bad heat wave, so I had to get up really, really early in the morning to walk before it got really hot. Some challenges this week. Sunday was really, no, was it Saturday? I think on Saturday I made like a big dinner, for my son. He ended up not eating it, but it was braised beef and potatoes and corn, all pretty starchy foods, a lot of carbs. So I had to measure all my food and trying to go back to eating the way a bariatric patient needs to eat has been difficult. It has been. Trying to get the protein in and the vegetables and limiting a lot of the carbs and lighter foods. So that's been difficult because for a few years I've been eating lighter foods because they're easy to eat. And the good news is, since I started eating a lot of protein, I'm starting to feel some restriction again. So that's good. If you're not familiar with a bariatric patient, our stomachs are pretty small. I don't know how small mine is anymore, but when you get dense protein in your stomach, it actually tightens up and it makes you feel full. So I really hadn't been feeling that for a long, long time. But the reason I think, and I'm trying to think, is because I've been circumventing the pouch basically by eating things that will slide through pretty easy. So potato chips, pretzels, things like that you can chew and they'll slide right through. And that's what I eat. So now that I'm back to eating raw things like raw vegetables, dense proteins, things like that, now that I'm starting to do that again, I'm starting to actually feel restriction again, which is good. Also, I'm trying to go back to following the rules of the pouch, which there's a lot of rules and I forgot them. So I've been going on the internet and checking and looking and seeing what are the rules that I'm not following. And one of the rules I'm not following right now is drinking with meals. So that is my goal for the next week or so, is to try not to eat with meals. Because with the pouch, once you eat, it's supposed to stay in your stomach for a certain amount of hours so that you don't get hungry. But if you drink, that washes all the food right through your pouch and then you get hungry quicker. So I am trying that. It's hard because I've become very used to drinking and eating, and even sometimes when I would feel restrictions, if you drink, it will wash the food through and then you can eat more. So I've been trying to wait an hour after eating to drink. So hopefully, in the next 2 weeks or so, I will get to where it's habit again and I don't have to think about it, because sometimes I even forget and I'll put my drink, near me and think and look at the clock and say, okay, in an hour I can drink, but sometimes I forget. Or I'll start eating a meal and start drinking at the same time. And by the time I realize it, I've drunk half of my drink. So that's going to be a challenge for the next 2 weeks. So that's one of my goals. Other than that, everything's going pretty good. Started taking my vitamins again. And they're horse pills, so they're hard to get used to taking again. So right now I'm taking a multivitamin, D, calcium, and iron, and B. So I'm doing really good with that. So thanks. I tried my best to do a vlog, but getting caught up and getting ready for a new job, it just didn't happen. So hopefully in the next week or so I'll get a vlog up, and if I don't, I'll see you next week, and hopefully there will be a loss. So bye bye YouTube.